All right, Shalom. First things first, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Rakati Yahweh, Rakati Yahushai. We give double honors to the apostle elders, which is the apostle elders that rule the great millstone that have been set up through faith to help seal the elect that the Lord is bringing in. We're at the time of the end. We're at the time of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai redeeming us and giving us this great truth back, man. Real quick, hold on, let me make sure everything is set up right. Pause this. This right here is a response video to Gen.Yahanna's interview with I think let me get his name real quick. What's his name? Mitch, the Mitch Blacher, the Mitch interview, and Gen.Yahanna was pretty much saying that Salakia. Gen.Yahanna was pretty much saying that the Nigerians aren't Israelites, you know, and the apostle Apostle Tahar put a decree out that brothers that from Nigeria or from those areas make videos, man. And brothers have been telling me to make a video for a little bit about this topic because me personally, I can attain to that because I was actually born in Sierra Leone, Freetown, and moved here when I was like 5 years old, So really, if you'd say anything, I wasn't, over here and born over here as the so-called Americanized Israelites. I'd be an Israelite from that coast, but it's all by the spirit that we are coming back unto this, man. So the main thing I wanted to go through here is just, I found some interesting things about, forced me to go research heavy into the culture that I really didn't attain to because it's been so long since I've, been over there. But, that's to hopefully go out to the men that's out there in Sierra Leone and the people that's out there in that land to, come back to who you are and to wake up to your identity. That you're not an African, you're not a so-called Sierra Leonean. Some over there are Hamites, you're gonna have tares amongst, but majority of people over there, your line goes back to the tribe of or the nation of Israel. You got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that was predominantly in that area. Okay, so and if you Akim can hear me on the comment board, just let me know. And hopefully there's some true Akim in there. But if you can hear me loud and clear, just let me know. Let me test this real quick. Okay, come, it's working. So I'm gonna screen share this real quick, and we're gonna jump right into it. And Lord willing, you Akim are edified, and you learn some things that you haven't known before. Let me jump this in here real quick. All right. So we're gonna jump to the first little article right I found. It is www. Sacred it's SCRIBD.com, and it says the Timini Jews of Sierra Leone, West Africa, the second witness. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through this. This is the Sierra Leonean flag. All right, my father is back in Sierra Leone now. So I just got done speaking to him. Just to get a little bit of info. But my father is from the tribe of Mende, okay? And the Mende tribe is, you would recognize it because the Mende tribe was from the movie Amistad, okay? The Mende tribe was the warriors and hunters of that region in Sierra Leone, okay? And the famous one is Joseph Sinkyu, and it says formerly known as Sanbei Pe'et, was a West African man of the Mende people who led a revolt to follow Africans, a revolt of fellow Africans on the Spanish slave ship La Amistad. So the movie Amistad was about the Mende people. okay, or the Mende tribe that was taken upon their ships. And I'm just going to read a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to that other article. It says, after the ship was taken into custody by the United States Coast Guard, Senku and his fellow Africans were eventually tried for killing officers on the ship. And they weren't wrong for doing that because they were being stolen from their land to come over here to serve slavery. But on the other flip side of it, we were prophesied to do this, so they're fighting against it, but we're prophesied to come over here to serve slavery and to serve punishment for breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, with the world ignorantly called God in Christ. I don't even like to frame that out of my mouth, but for the sake of who is watching this video that may not know the fullness of this truth, that's the name of the Father and the Son. Okay? And it says Africans were eventually tried and killed. Africans were eventually tried for killing officers on the ship. In a case known as the United States versus the Amistad, this reached the U.S. Supreme Court, where Senku and his fellow Africans were found to have rightfully defended themselves from being enslaved through the illegal Atlantic slave trade and were released. Africans helped raise money for their return to Africa. Okay, but if you look right here, and his actual name is tortured by Salakia, but this is his look right here. This is Joseph. And you can clearly see that this is a Jake. You can clearly see, look at the facial features, man. You can clearly see that this is a Jake, man. It's not no damn Hamite. Okay? Just like the people of Nigeria, the Cameroonian people. Okay? But let's go back to this article. And I learned some things I didn't really know about Sierra Leone too. So it's a beautiful thing how the spirit works, because multiple brothers have said do videos, but it wasn't something that I, thought to put out there, because either way, long story short, it's happening now, and I thank y'all about Shimi Al-Shah for it because I learned some things. I'm just gonna read through this article and I'm gonna pick out the meat and leave the bones because there's some bones in here because they don't know the fullness of it, okay? But they have what you call a zeal for the information, all right? Hey, hey, Shalom to you, Akim, too. I just seen the comment for it. Shalom. Shalom. But let me get back into this real quick. This article is real interesting, man. It says special thanks. No, let me jump down. It says, since my last book, The Hebraic Origins of the Timini, and Timini is another tribe in Sierra Leone. You have Mende, which my father's is Mende, and Timini. You have other tribes, and my mother came from the Creoles. Okay, so both my mother and my father are from there. All right, and it says according to the biblical and oral history, they say it's Yahweh has used my book in a mighty way. There are too many people gradually waking up because we're in the time of redemption. So the Most High is using His truth to wake up His people across the planet Earth. He said He's going to gather us from the four winds, not just America. And to speak about Yahanna, let me play this real quick so we know what we're dealing with.
A Nigerian would not be a Hebrew because he's a descendant of the Nigerian people. So we're not the slaves who were sold off of the land into America.
Hey, you see how dumb this guy is sounding? Where do you think they got the slaves to put them over to America, man? You think that's simple, man. You might not be an Israelite, man. You've been over here, Mick. How do you know your line goes back to the descendants of Israel, man? You got the so-called Jews that do all this Star of David, the Star of Remphan. Okay, the wicked is not the Star of David. Okay, so how do we know that you're not actually a Hamite? Okay, but let's play this. That's why the Lord said in Matthew, He says, "Let them grow together."
You've been able to trace your ancestry back to that part of Africa. That's the beauty of the Torah, that it's in the Torah, even though it's believed that it's not. But what is in the Torah? In the Torah, it clearly states that there would come a time where the Jews would go back into Egypt again a second time and be enslaved in Egypt, and the transport that.
Okay, first thing, let me touch on the fact of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone was established by freed slaves, man. Okay, that went back over there, and then you have different, even with the Nigerians, as you're speaking of, the Nigerians. That's close, man. Look, let me show you a map. It's not that far off. Okay, it's not that far. I mean, it's over here, but this area was colonized by how you say Israelites, man. Okay, there's slave routes, just like a brother travels to Texas, and you might be in New York. That's the same thing, man. You have that traveling. I mean, it's some hours away, but that traveling around this area is not uncommon, man. There's trading routes, okay, especially around this water where you have fishing and different maritime traveling. Okay, they have how you say, they have relationships with each other, man. Okay, for him to say that, then he's not really learned in this thing, or has the ability to speak on a subject like that, man. All right, so let me go back to this and play it. I'm jumping, but hey.
Used to get them into this position would be cargo slave ships. And this is in the Torah. This is clearly proof that our people are those descendants. And then there's historical proof. There are.
All right, let me go back to this. But the main point I'm touching on is Sierra Leone for right now. It says the origins of the Timini people to the biblical oral history. I read that. It says there are Timini people gradually waking up and returning back to the Torah. Not just the Timinis, but the Limba, the Mandingo, the Mende. This is a tribe right here I'll be from. The Kano, Creole, and this is where my mother's from, Creole. Pulusa, and other tribes. Salakia, Hakim. Go use the other one. Salakia. They are all accepting the fact that they are really Israelites. I think the Torah instruction of Yahweh will be a great way to unite all the tribes. When we understand that we have a common ancestry, we all descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. It says the Timini are from the tribe of Judah and have connections linking them to King David, the great warrior king of Israel. The two most popular stories that have been told were that they migrated from Israel to Africa in 70 CE. That was the time of the sacking of the temple, when the Romans sacked when they destroyed and burnt the temple. Okay, it says after the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, later they migrated through Ethiopia, Mali, Ghana. Then finally Sierra Leone, West Africa. Another account tells us that the Timini migrated from Israel to the Iberian Peninsula in 70 BC or CE, Salakia, then to Morocco in 1492 after the explosion of the Jews from Spain. If that is the case, that would mean that a large amount of Timinis are actually Sephardic Jews. It says that later they migrated through Mali, Ghana, then to Sierra Leone. It says the tribe of Judah symbol is all over Sierra Leone. It says from the coat of arms, landmarks, and currency. First, we will look at Sierra Leone's coat of arms, and you can see it right here. As you all can see, right here is the coat of arms for Sierra Leone, and then this is the coat of arms that they've trying to attain unto the tribe of Judah. Okay, I'm not gonna, there's more research I have to do on that, but I'm gonna read down here. I mean, it's just a coincidence that Sierra Leone's coat of arms is dealing with the lion. Okay, we know the lion goes into the tribe of Judah. It says on the left is the coat of arms of Salon, Sierra Leone. It says that's a short way of saying it. On the right is a symbol that you can find in most Israelite synagogues. It presents the house of Judah. One lion symbolizes King David, and the other symbolizes Yahweh Shai, the Hebrew Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls. I'm not even gonna say it. You already know. And then right here, if we look at the currency, It says, next, let us look at the currency of Sierra Leone. And you see right here, it's a lion crouching. Okay? This is an actual coin, a leon. They call the money in Sierra Leone leons. It says, Yahweh, or Yehudi, Yahweh, Salaki, Yahweh, Judah is a lion's cub. From the prey, thou hast gone up, my son. He bowed down, he crouched like a lion who does rouse him up. And you see that right there. Look at the coin, man. It's a lion crouching. And you see Sierra Leone Company. Let's go down here. And then this right here is an anniversary coin for Sierra Leone. It's 1 Leone. It says, this is a coin from Sierra Leone. Notice the lion. Also notice the lion's position and stance. It is the same. It is the same as the Ethiopian coin, only staff and crown is missing. Okay. Let me go down here and read this one, next one. It says the next coin is from British colonization. This coin were issued after the fact that the British found a relic among the Igbo Israelites in Nigeria with the shield of David on it. The 6 points of the shield symbolizes the 6 colonies, one of them being Sierra Leone. The British didn't do this for decoration. They knew that the true children of Israel were living in those colonies. And you can see the coin there. All right. Well, you know we won't deal with the shield of David, right? We won't deal with that. And then this is another good little points I found. The words, some of the words in Timony and Hebrew, they go back with each other. There's a main. Let me jump to this next one. I'm gonna go around it, jump around a little bit because there's a lot that I found, man. There's a vast amount. Might not be able to get there. Let me see what the comment board looks like real quick. Khan, yep. Igbo, I bar, Khan. Let me get a Khan, man. Let me see it. Let me read this quick scripture. This is Revelations 5:5. It says, and the one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. Khan, because you have what? You have them tying themselves back to that lion, man. You know, that's an animal, just like the Edomites. What do they go back to? They go back to the eagle. That's why you see through the Romans, through all these different other times of the Edomites, they always go back to the eagle. America didn't use the lion as their symbolic symbol. They used the eagle. So the spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Israel. So our spirit is what's attaching ourselves to that lion. It's not ourselves, man. Okay? And then let's read this. This says social stratifications, okay? This right here is from everyculture.com/Sierra Leone. It says social stratifications, classes and caste states. Sierra Leone society is in some ways a stratified one. The traditions, it says the traditional elite families are those who can trace descendants usually through their father's line. Let me read that again. It says Sierra Leone society is in some way a stratified one. The traditional elite families are those who can trace descendants, usually through their father's line, to a warrior or hunter who first settled in the area. These families then controlled and administer land, valuable assets in it. Okay, but let me get this real quick. This is the book of Numbers 1 in verse 18. This is where they got this from. This is not something that they practice out of nowhere. Okay, this is something that that's in their spirit. And this is the book of Numbers 1 and 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day, on the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, okay, their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Let me read that again. and they declared their pedigrees after the families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Now, if we go into that word, I'm just going to look it up on my phone right now real quick. If we look up that word pedigrees, we're going to see what that means. Bear with me one moment. I mean, we should know what it means, but we're going to get into it real quick. Okay, that word pedigrees is the record of descendants of an animal, showing it to be pure, recording ancestry, especially upper class ancestries of a person or family. Okay, so let me read that again. Sierra Leone society is some ways a stratified one. The traditional elite families are those who can trace descendants, usually through the father's line, to a warrior or hunter who first settled in the area. These families then control the administered land, a valuable assets in a substance society, which put them in advantage relationships to non-landholders. Let me see here. That's it. I wanted to touch on that. But let me go and get this real quick. This is from Wikipedia, and it's on the Mende people, okay? So I looked up a lot about the Mende, ways, and there's something I found interesting here. This is it's called white clay, okay? It says Hojo is a white clay that Mende women use to mark their territory. The clay comes from the water like many other aspects of a Sunday. Its smooth, shiny surfaces reflects light, making it eye-catching. Hojo is found in a scale of colors from beige to pure white. The pure white Hojo is more rare, found only deep beneath the surface of the water. Hojo Sandi are parallel in that they are both well hidden and secretive in its purest form. White is the color of Sade. To the Mende, the pureness of white signifies the cleanness and absence of imperfections. It shows a harmlessness. It is void of all things evil and is thus a positive, helpful color. White is symbolic of the spirit world and also of the secret parts of society where people aim for the highest standards. And now, why I read this for this? Because this is the book. I'm going to show you where they got that from. Okay? I'm going to show you. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 9 and 8. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 8. And it says, I'm going to start at 7. It says, go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For Yahweh now accepteth thy works. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointments. Let me read that again. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with thy wife, whom thou lovest all the days of the life. That's it on that. But let me jump real quick to Revelations, man. This is the book of Revelations 3 and verse 4. This is Revelations 3 and 4. And it says, thou hast a few names, even Sardis, which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. So that white is a symbol. Where did they get that terminology of having white on as being here? As they say, the pureness of white signifies cleanness and absence of imperfection. And as it is shown a harmless, it is void of all things evil. And dust is a positive and helpful color. White is symbolic. White is a symbolic of the spirit world. See that, man? You see how they're tying that? They're tying that white, exactly, white stones approved, man. Let me go back to the comment board. You Icons getting it in, man. Yep, Khan. This is from the brother Bakwasha. It says, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, save he that receive it. Khan. Beautiful, man. Now I found something else interesting. You can see them right here. These are the women, the Mende women. It says, Sunday society initiate marked with white clay, an animal fat called hojo or woje. See them? They got that white on, man. Now let me tell you, and then I found something right below it that's beautiful, man. It says hair. It says a woman's hair, and this is in the Mende society. It says a woman's hair is a sign of femininity. Both thickness and length are elements that are admired by the Mende. So if you have long, beautiful hair, you're found as in you're found that's a good thing to have, man. Hold on. I gotta get a script. And let me read it again. It says both thickness and length are elements that are admired by the Mende. Thickness means the woman has more individual strands of hair, and the length is proof of strength. That's why the Lord put a scab over the women of Judah's hair, man. That was a hell of a way. That was a hell of a curse, man. It was more than just them losing their hair. That having long hair goes with certain things. And that's why our women are corrupt today and they're bugged out. The Most High took the glory of the hair. Also, that's the carnal, but the spiritual also. Because having long hair comes with things. A strong woman, a strong mindset. You know, women anywhere, you know, ain't going to get it, but let's keep going. It says, having more individual strands of hair and the length is length is proof of strength. It takes time, care, patience to grow a beautiful, full head of hair. Ideas about her root says ideas about hair root women to nature. And it says the way hair grows is compared to the way forests grow. The vegetation of the earth is the hair of the head of the mother nature. This is going a little off. In the same way, the hair of the head of the woman is like foliage. A woman with long, thick hair illustrates a life force. She may be blessed with a green thumb, giving her the ability to have a promising farm and many healthy children. Now I got to get this. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 11 and 15. But it says, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. See, where do they get that? Where are these people, so-called Hamites, getting these types of things, man? They're getting it from the spirit, and they're going to the hair. They have to be of the tribes of Israel, man. You know, this is beautiful, man. Let me go back to the article real quick. You know what? Let me read a little bit more on the hair. It says hairstyles are very important in Mende society. A Mende woman's hair must be well groomed, cleaned, and oiled. Hair must be tied down under strict control and shaped into intricate, elegant styles for the sake of beauty and sex appeal. Dirt, disheveled hair is a sign of insanity. Hold on, let me read that again. It says, dirty, disheveled hair is a sign of insanity. A woman who does not groom and maintain her hair has neglected the community standard of behavior. Only a woman in mourning can let her hair loose. The Mende find unarranged wild hair immoral, and associate individual who possess this trait with wild behavior. That's why women are crazy, man. You see that? You see some nigga woman's hair, man. They look like they just came from a fucking dirt mound, man. You know, they look like they just got into a fight somewhere, man. You know, they don't take care of themselves because back in the day of Israelite women would groom themselves, man. You know, even the situation with the woman that washed Yahushua's feet, man. That was long, beautiful hair, man. You know, it was oiled, well groomed, man. You know, but I'm just gonna get into some scriptures real quick. I think the point is hit, man. Yeah, that's the yeah, and that's the best hair. Let me get this real quick. This is from Yahusuk Ban Yasharala. It says the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. See, and this so-called white man is not white, man. He's red. Okay, he's trying to tie himself into that white purity, man. But he's red. Okay. Let me get into. Let me stop sharing this real quick. Slacky, give me one moment. All right. Let me read some of these scriptures real quick, and then if you can got some, you know, just put them on there. Because I mean, the point is hit, man. You know, the point is hit. You know, the Israelites are gonna come looking like the other nations, man. They're just they look like Israelites, but they'll be born in those lands, man. This is the book of this is Isaiah. I ain't got nothing but precepts left. This is the book of Isaiah 11 and 10. This is Isaiah 11 and 10, and it says that in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush. And where's Cush at? And from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the lands of this and the islands of the sea. You have Israelites in Cape Verde, okay? And it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. And that's what you see now. You see the outcasts of Israel getting assembled by what? This truth. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahshua has given us this truth and the knowledge and the wisdom, and he's waking us up. You know, he's setting that mark upon his men and the hopeful women that are out there, wherever they may be, you know. And it says, that's it on that. Let's jump to, this is Romans. You know, if this doesn't prove it, you ain't meant to see it, man. You know, this is the book of Romans 8 and 16. This is Romans 8 and 16. It says, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And if children, then heirs of Yahweh and joint heirs with Mashiach. Because we're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. We're going to live in utter peace, you know, tranquility, whatever you may say, man. It's going to be totally opposite of what we live in now, man. It says, in the children and heirs of Yahweh and joint heirs with the Mashiach. And if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Because when he comes down, we're gonna be cheerful, okay? Because we're suffering with him. That's why I said that we're gonna drink of that cup, man. We're going through that cup, and we're serving. You know, we're going through hardships. We're serving Yahweh Shem Yahshua by the Spirit, man. You know, and the body's fighting against that. The carnal spirit is fighting against it. Okay. Let me get this real quick. This is the book of John. This is John 1 and 12. This is the book of John 1 and 12. And it says, but as many as receive him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe on his name. See, and you got these other groups that are not. Gen.Yahanna wasn't exalting the Lord's name, man. What was Gen.Yahanna doing? He was exalting himself in his organization, man. He wasn't putting the Lord in the mix of it. He was trying to beautify himself with his elegant words, man. The Most High said, look, what did it say? Though I be rude in speech, not in knowledge, man. Come rough, man. As long as you get the point out and you express what Yahweh Shem Yahshua is trying to have you to give unto the children, don't matter how it's coming out, man. You don't have to go with these fine words, man. You be rough and rugged, but you get it out, man. And it says, let me read that again. It says, but as many as receive him, to them he gave power to become the sons of Yahweh. Because he said, none of the wicked shall understand. So none of the wicked can come unto this truth, man. So if you got men that are across the planet Earth that are looking like the other nations, but they believe upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and especially the men that are out there doing the work, you got brothers from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, man, the West African countries, man, and myself, Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? That's something that is that should be, you know, that's a beautiful thing because that shows the Lord is working, man. But if it was up to Yahanna, you got to be strictly from Babylon. But that's that. But Romans 8:16 cut him, man. Let me get the precept. Brothers on here. This is the book of James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of the Lord. This is from Saint Benji, servant of the Lord. Salakia. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shamashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings. You see that? We're scattered, man. You know? Let me get these other precepts real quick. This is the book of Acts 5:32. This is Acts 5 and verse 32. I'll start at verse 31. And it says, him hath Yahweh exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel, forgiveness of sins. And we are his witnesses of these things. And so is also the Holy Ghost, whom Yahweh has given to them that obey him. That Holy Ghost is the Spirit. And them that obey him, that go after the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. But the main thing is having faith in Yahweh Shai. Because what did the man on the cross do? He didn't spit no precepts. He didn't hold camp. He didn't hold post. What was the main thing that he did to receive salvation? Was the belief upon Yahweh Shai, man, on the cross. And what did Yahweh Shai tell him? He didn't say, oh, I don't know you, man. I don't know you, man. You ain't do nothing for this. He said, today you shall be with me in paradise. So that man is probably back today, probably amongst the camps, one of the camps, and he's believing upon the Lord, man. You know, but then you got Yahanna that's trying to shut up the kingdom, man, because he ain't going to enter in himself. That's why I say they shut up the kingdom, because they ain't going to make it, man. That's why he's doing the things that he's doing. He knows he ain't going to make it, man. That's why he's living comfortably here. He took that purse. This is the book of Romans 8 and 14. Going to the gun range 2 times a week, but you ain't hit the streets in years. The gun range gets more attention than Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. To be ashamed of yourself. This is the book of Romans 8 and 14. This is the book of Romans 8 and verse 14. It says, and as many are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh. Let me start at 18. Let me jump down to 18. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to show out for us, Akim. Getting ready to show out for real, man. That's the things that we got to anticipate. We're going to go through some hardships and some tough times. But, man, look, the Lord is getting ready to exalt his name, man. That's why he's putting us out here on public. They see it. But then he's going to really solidify who he's dealing with when he raises up that power, man. And he gives that glory unto his men. And it says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be comprehended with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And it says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who is subject the same in hope. All right. So that's the same thing we coming now, man. The manifestation of the sons of Yasharallah is coming to pass now, man. Let me jump down to 23. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body, because we're going to be changed. The Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to change these bodies, and he's going to redeem us and put us back in the land and give us rest. That's what we're hoping for, man. Let me go through and because I seen some heat on the comment board, man. This is from the brother Bakwasha. This is Acts 2 and 5. It says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. God, how you gonna all Israel ain't gonna come looking like a John Shaft, man, like the apostles and elders say, man. We gonna come looking like, and we've been spread out, especially in the coast of West Africa. This dude is trying to say every Israelite came on a slave ship and is in America now. They ain't nowhere else. You know, you and your $100 Passovers, man. May the Most High do something to that guy, man, and his organization, man. You know, because you shutting up the kingdom to those that are trying to come in. You know, this is the book. This is Saint Benji. This is John 7 and 18. It says, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory, but he that seeketh his glory, but he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. God, because you see, Yahanna, what is he doing? He's seeking for his own glory. He wants to magnify himself. That's why he's sitting up there with the 4-foot ram horn, you know, with the 4-foot ram's horn, the bells and whistles. That's why it says they make the outward polished, man, but inside are dead man's bones. You know, they make the outside polished, but inside, what is it? Dead man's bones, man. This is the brother Bakwashi again. Beautiful scriptures. This is 1 Peter 1 and 1. It says, Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. You see, because we spread out, man. That's why it says he's going to gather us from the 4 winds of the planet Earth. Because what did he say in Deuteronomy? That he was going to scatter us to the corners of the earth. Let me get here. This is the book of John 3 and 18. It says, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already. But it says, but he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh. You know, they ain't believe, man. They haven't believed. He don't really believe. He lost hope in I don't know if he ever had the hope. You know, but he's been building something for his own wicked game. This is Saint Benji again. This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 20. It says, for the kingdom of Yahweh is not in words, but in power. And that's what you see now with the apostle elders, man. The apostle elders didn't have to go to Kenya, Ghana, all these places, but look at the power that's happening. The power Yahweh Shem Shah jumping on men all the way over there, just like it jumped on us across the Babylon. We didn't have to go to see the elders. Some of us actually did, but the majority of the brothers, we didn't have to see the elders, man. We watched them on YouTube. We read the scriptures. We seen if it was so, you know, and then we believed upon it, and then we went even deeper. We went out and we were pushing the truth. And we're out here and trying to wake up men, you know. That's power right there, man. That ain't some light thing. But then you got IUIC that's jet setting all over the damn place. You know, this is let me see here. You know, I didn't want to make it long, man. I mean, you brothers can see. I mean, this is a beautiful thing for Apostle to put that order out there, because it forced me to look into something that that attached to me, and I'm sure a lot of brothers will do the same, man. I'm sure there's gonna be more videos coming out, because yeah, man, we're not all from Babylon, man. You know, we're not all to be looking like looking like straight John Shaft, man. You know, the confusion of faces. This thing is greater than we can imagine. You know, we just came out of the damn rubble. it's like when you wake somebody out of a nap. They're groggy, man. You know, they're groggy. They can't really do things certain ways. That's the same thing now, man. Go to the other one. Go to the other one. I'm busy. Damn, man. Go, Ari, go. Salakia, Akim. But yeah, man, we're at the time of the end. We're at the time of redemption, and the Most High is doing things for us that we can't, fathom, man. So yeah, to you, Akim, make the water for coming by, man. Lord willing that this is edifying, and Lord willing that we, hey, I seen on the comment board iron sharpen iron on there, man. It's a beautiful thing. So all praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, man. And the water to you, Akim, coming by. And hey, man, we almost home. We almost out of here, man. Shalom. And keep faith, man. Keep that faith. Shalom.